by 4 decoder. So 4 by 1 multiplexer simply means 4 inputs, 1 output. So that means of all the 4, there's only one input that can make an output. So first of all, we are going to have our multiplexer over here. But then since it's 4 by 1 multiplexer, we are going to make it 2 bits. Then the next thing we are going to do is get our inputs and place them right beside it. So get another input. This right there. Another one. The last input. So we also get our outputs. We just do right here. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to connect them. We are going to connect the input and the output to the multiplexer. So have a line, then it goes right here. Alright, now we also connect the output to the multiplexer. And now for the selector, we're actually going to be using the same input. But then this time you're going to make it 2 bits because you need 2 digits right here. And we'll place it right beneath the multiplexer. Now we're going to make a line. Uh, so now that we are basically done with the 4 by 1 multiplexer. So we are going to input a value here. So 1 0. You see, initially before we came here, when we pressed all these two, it didn't come. So I'm going to show you something. Even though all these three are still on, the output is still not showing. That's because we've indicated it that we want this input to be outputted. So let's go ahead and off all of them. And we on this back again. And the output is on. To demonstrate it, let's make it 1 1. Now let's go back to the first one we initially turned on. You see, now it's not being outputted. Let's go to the first one. Still, now it's being outputted because this is the input that we want to be outputted, and it just keeps on going on and on like that. So this is our controller. This is basically what is the remote control. So wherever we input here, that's what's being outputted. So now we are done with the 4 by 1 multiplexer, The next thing we are going to do is the 2 by 4 decoder. So for the decoder, we are going right here. We are going right here, and we are making it 2 bits. All right, 2 bits right here. So now a decoder is pretty much theoretically, you can say it's theoretically is opposite of the multiplexer, because instead of the input, the input is still determining what to be outputted in a way, but then for the decoder, the output would be as much as the input in the multiplexer. So what I'm pretty much saying is, so instead of the inputs being 4, this time we are going to have 4 outputs. Two more, and right after this, you are going to be placing an input, a box, right beneath the decoder. And then actually the interesting thing about this is that whatever it is, either the multiplexer or the decoder, the input still determines which of the outputs, you know, it still determines the output. Here, let's just put it that way. So wherever you go, the input is pretty much doing all the decisions. Right. So then we're going to connect the lines. I have sloppy fingers. I'm not that fast, but I'm trying my best. We need to make it as organized and tidy as we can, as possible as we can. All right. So it's just left with the input to be connected to the decoder. So as you can see, it has already decided without even us doing anything. So unlike this, we are not tapping buttons to see what we type in here is what's going to show. So here is 00. So this is what has indicated. Sorry. All right. So here is 00. This was being indicated. Let's try 10. 10. None of them are on. Let's try 01. Yeah. So 11, 10. So 00. You have one here, and then 1 1. So that's pretty much what um relax, hold on, let me, I think the problem is actually coming from the lines. So we are trying to reconstruct the lines and see if we'll be able to get different results. Pardon my delay, trying my best to do it as fast as I can. I'm actually not using a mouse, I'm using a touchpad. Alright. Alright, so now 1 1 as you can see is over here. Let's try 0 1. Let's try 0 1. 0 1, it goes back here. 0 0, it goes to the top, and 1 0 goes here. So you can see how the way, so it actually depends on how you construct the lines. If you don't do it as orderly as possible, you're going to be getting wrong results. You're going to get totally wrong results. So sometimes you might be done, you have a complete diagram of a decoder, and then you realize that you're actually not getting like how, like a problem you actually encountered from the start. So if you're experiencing something like this, what I advise is that you delete your lines all over. You delete your lines and you start all over again and try and see if you get different results. So, yeah, so something like this. So I that's it for today, and I hope that I've been helpful with your research on a 4x1 multiplexer and a 2x4 decoder. I hope to see you next time.